What's going on, Super Friends? It's SuperDude here again for a final SuperThoughts video. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop giving my thoughts on these characters. No, in fact, I'm going to be doing Darkseid, Green Arrow, and Green Lantern later today. It's just that's not what they're going to be called anymore. I'll be doing an update after this video telling you what they're going to be called, and then I'm going to do another video that I haven't decided on yet. And I've got a couple more videos to react to, and then just a bunch of stuff coming at you. So normally I do these separate, but I'm going to combine these three into one, and I'm just going to give my brief thoughts on them. Mostly because these are three characters that I'm not that into. There's not a lot that interests me in them. I mean, they're interesting characters on their own, but they're not going to be my top priority in gameplay, as it were. So we're gonna talk about them. I'm just gonna give my brief thoughts on their moves and their character abilities and their super moves. I'm not gonna go through everything. I'll do that maybe when the game comes out if you want to see that. But going first into Catwoman. Catwoman is very much the Catwoman from the first game, just faster. She is Catwoman from Injustice 1. Just a lot faster, a lot quicker. Her walk speed has increased. Her combos have increased. Her character power is actually combo heavy. So like if you build up they're called scratches. You build up scratches over the match doing certain moves. You have chances to get scratches, and once you get all 5 of them, you can activate your character power for an automatic combo. It's really cool. She has her whip back. She has claws. She has a move where she claws you and then claws around you in a circle and then slams you. She has a move where she kicks her heel into your face and then steps on your face again with the other foot. It's really brutal looking. Her super move does not intrigue me that much. It's just her wrapping up your feet with her lasso, dragging you behind a motorcycle, and then going up in the air on the motorcycle and throwing the motorcycle into you, and then it explodes. It doesn't wow me that much. Hopefully they wow me with red hoods. I'm looking forward to that. Her gear is interesting. There is a lot of her gear sets are very leather based. They're very like leather masks. They're very heavy. They're very heavy on the whole leather look. One of her gear sets has like a mask here with the hood that has little cat ears on it. That's one that I'm looking forward to playing with Catwoman and picking up Catwoman just to get that gear. That's another thing that I like about Injustice 2 is characters for me like Catwoman that I would normally not play. I'm going to play now just to be able to get specific gear sets. So some characters that I would otherwise probably never use, I'm going to use just to get those gear pieces. So overall, Catwoman, I'm going to give her a generous 6 out of 10 for me. Catwoman does not interest me. Her gameplay looks good. For Catwoman fans, I'm glad you have Catwoman back. She's just not a character that's intriguing to me personally. And we're gonna move from that's Catwoman. That's my Catwoman thoughts in a nutshell. And then we're gonna go to Poison Ivy. Now Poison Ivy, I'm a little more interested in because she is new to this game, so she feels incredibly fresh. She has her gear. I haven't seen any gear of hers that I immediately want to go after, so that's not going to be the reason I pick her up. The reason I'm going to be picking her up is because of some of her moves and her character power, which just makes me laugh. I love it. One of her moves she does is where she wraps her leg around your head and does the multiple punches and then falls down. Sort of elegant. She's this sort of elegant ballerina-esque character where, and I mean that's what Poison Ivy is supposed to be. Poison Ivy is not a hitter. Poison Ivy is not a She's a very much get her plants to do it for her type character. One of her moves is she can fire thorns at you. One of her moves get you locked in a I want to say it's a briar patch. That may not be poison ivy, but she has a bolo. Excuse me. She has a bolo thing that she uses, just a little thing that it's like a ball and chain, and she can kick it at you for medium range damage. She can swing it real nice. It just looks, it's a cool little unique thing for her. And she has these two little creature things, these little plants up on her shoulders. I forgot what they nicknamed them. I'm calling them Rick and Morty. So that's her. That's the gear pieces that can change there. I think that would be the most interesting thing to see out of Poison Ivy gear is Rick and Morty's changing. But her character power is one of the I'm not gonna say the coolest to me, but it's the most intriguing. Her character power is she summons this teensy tiny little plant dinosaur. A little plant dinosaur. I think they called him Nightshade. Just a teeny tiny little plant dinosaur lizard thing. Looks that big compared to just poison ivies, and like that big is a little bitty thing. And it spits acid on you. They called it Pukey. I'm gonna stick with Nightshade. He's just a tiny little guy, and it's fun. And it's going to be fun to use because Nightshade can help you with combos, punch, spit, punch, spit, whatever. It can actually stop combos too. If you're being comboed, Nightshade will spit on the opponent and break a combo. I didn't know that. That's pretty dope. Her super move I enjoy. If you know the reference, feed me, Seymour, feed me, Seymour. And then the giant, what are those plants called? This Venus flytraps looks like, basically her super looks like Seymour 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. And if you get that reference, great. If you've never seen that movie, go watch it. And just the plant wraps the opponent in the tongue, pulls it into the mouth, chews on it, and spits it out through this little plant wall thing. It's really interesting. It looks really brutal. I like it, and it very much fits the flow of Poison Ivy. So her intro and outro are two of my favorites too, because she gets like this plant chair thing. She sits in this little plant chair. And when she enters the arena, she enters through a blooming flower and just walks off of. It's really cool. Some of the moves they gave her that I enjoy are also the Kiss of Death they gave her. I mean, of course you have to give Poison Ivy the Kiss of Death. If frickin' Sonya gets it and you don't give it to Poison Ivy, then you messed up there. But it's really cool. She can do a lot of fun stuff. Again, whenever the game comes out, I'll do character breakdowns of these characters if you want me to. But for right now, I'm going to be talking about them just in general. I'll definitely be picking up Poison Ivy, playing with her. She seems kind of unique. But again, she's not going to be my first round picks. Neither is this last character, Deadshot. But I didn't say if I was going to play Catwoman. I did. I mentioned that I was going to... I mentioned that I was going to be playing Catwoman specifically to get that hooded gear piece and maybe unlock some shaders. Maybe if she has a cool Premier Skin character, then I'll be getting that. Same for Poison Ivy. I don't know who you can do Premier Skin wise for Poison Ivy though. But moving on to Deadshot, Poison Ivy's rating. I'm going to give her a 6.5, 7. Depending on out of 10, so that's gonna be interesting. She's gonna be interesting. Deadshot looks, and I know this is gonna be redundant to say, Deadshot looks very much like Deadshot should look, and he plays very much like Deadshot should play. A lot of just the right amount of emphasis on his guns without it being too much. I think Deadshot's one of those people that you can't give too many projectiles to, because his whole thing is, I'm gonna shoot you. Bang, bang. Shot him twice, and then went off into the darkness. Kevin Hart. Anyway. Deadshot has his wrist-mounted guns on back, and they can do the quick 3 bullets. He has a sniper shot that he can get out. It's pretty, just a lot of different projectile-based moves. A lot of them are based around his wrist gauntlets. His character power is changing his bullets. He can get a fire bullet that does damage, that burns at the opponent. He gets a poison bullet and one other one. I don't remember, but he gets interchanging bullets, and you can change them out. Oh, his other bullet drains the super meter, so that's cool. That's so cheap though. Like, if you think the opponent's about to do the super, you can switch over to your blue bullets and fire them off, and then bam. It's bad day. He's got a lot of interesting stuff. He's got the jump in with the wrist gauntlets. He's got a punch with the wrist gauntlet. Like, a lot of it's based around the guns on his wrist, which is appropriate. His gear. His character gear, kind of like Swamp Thing's hammer, is his wrist gauntlets. They change up. They to look pretty cool, actually. Some of his gear is going to be interesting to... Goodness gracious, I'm all over the place. Some of his gear is going to be interesting to play, to get. There is an allude to the Red Hood mask. Or not the Red Hood. I'm thinking about the DLC that we got today, so sweet. The Black Mask, he's got a version of that. There is a Suicide Squad version of the mask, from what I understand, or from what it looks like in the trailer. And I think the base is just a plain mask in general. His super move is just shooting you with all the guns, just all of them, and then he does like the over-the-shoulder fire. But overall, I give Deadshot I'll give him a 7.5 maybe. But most of my 9s and 10s are going to be reserved for the characters I'm really excited for. Like, Darkseid is going to be up there. Green Arrow is probably going to be up there. Green Lantern looks like he's going to be up there. But I'll talk about those later on, because we just saw those in the live stream today. I'll also be talking about Multiverse, because we got more information on that in the live stream today. As well as talking about, as well as giving an update. All sorts of stuff. But I'll definitely be picking up Deadshot just to sort of see how he feels. But again, I don't think he's going to be one of my top guys. So this has been a brief thoughts on Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Deadshot. I'm sorry that I'm not doing one individual one for each. I just don't have it in me to do, because I'm just not into them as much as I should be. So you know how this goes, guys. You guys have been Super Friends. I've been SuperDude. Stick around for the super update of my channel. Super update, and that name is going to stay. So look for the super update for my channel names, my series names, and until next time, guys. Again, I can't do a whole lot with this arm. So up, and away. I will see you next time. Later. Up and away. Up and away.